Jordan McNeish, 1800 Jefferson Park Avenue. Charlottesville City Council recently passed a resolution against war with Iran. In 2003, a similar resolution was passed condemning war with Iraq. Almost a decade later, the war in Iraq has cost over 100,000 lives and $709 billion. The United States has been involved in another conflict for many years, the war on drugs. This war has devastated the globe. It has made the streets of America less safe and cost countless billions of dollars. The pain it has caused abroad dwarfs this. The Mexican government estimates Mexico has suffered 47,500 casualties in the past 5 years. A study at Brown University estimates 12,000 to 14,000 people have died in America's current war in Afghanistan, a mere third the casualties in Mexico. Charlottesville is not immune to the impact of the war on drugs. I'm speaking from personal experience. In 2010, I was sentenced to 6 months in the ACRJ for having just over 2 ounces of marijuana in my home. I am now walking around with 5 years in prison over my head. My incarceration cost taxpayers $17,500. Fortunately, I have been able to find, and to put my education on hold. I'm now a felon and have lost the right to vote. Fortunately, I have been able to find employment. Other felons with a drug conviction are often not so lucky. To make a living, many of them turn to more serious crime, making the community a less safe place to live. My situation is not unique. I know a young man who was sentenced to a year in the ACRJ for a drug offense. The judge noted that he had a compelling case to receive a light sentence. However, she read off the docket for that day, which consisted mostly of drug offenses. She sentenced him to a heavier sentence than she said the circumstances merited, reasoning that heavier sentences were needed to put what is obviously an epidemic in check. There are better solutions. Like our local judge, New Orleans officials noticed their criminal court dockets were clogged with drug cases. Although marijuana possession is still against Louisiana law, the New Orleans City Council voted unanimously to designate marijuana as a municipal offense, giving the New Orleans Police Department the option to issue municipal violation rather than to make a criminal arrest. I've compiled a list of forward-thinking localities that have taken steps to reform the laws against marijuana. This list is by no means complete. In some of these places, city councils have passed laws that give police the option of charging violators under local law rather than far stricter state laws. I'm asking Charlottesville City Council to establish a similar ordinance. Other communities have moved to designate marijuana the lowest law enforcement priority, either through their city councils or via a voter referendum. It is time that Charlottesville examines its part in the war on drugs and takes steps to mitigate its harmful effects on our community. If you do nothing, please go to the local jail and see what is happening. Go on the weekend when the jail is the fullest and witness almost 600 inmates in the 325 capacity facility. There may not be enough blankets for the new intakes. Notice that almost half of the inmates are black. The war on drugs has been particularly tough on minorities. The money used to incarcerate nonviolent drug offenders could fund the dialogue on race. I would argue that feeding the prison industrial complex with heavy sentences is not the answer. And according to an active Newsplex poll, the Charlottesville community agrees. City Council passed a resolution against war with Iran because peace is a local issue. We will have to stand up as a community against the war on drugs for that vision of peace to be realized.
Thank you.